A new era is beginning at Juventus. Andreas Pirlo, the Bianconeri legend, has taken over the job of the first team just after a week after he was appointed the under-23 manager. That could easily be the quickest promotion in history ever. I mean, the professor is making headlines as a manager. The man who stated in his autobiography that I wouldn't bet a single cent on me becoming a manager though. It's not a job I'm attracted to. There are just too many worries. Well, that's actually true, and my advice for Pirlo would be worry a little bit more about your silky hairs because all the matches that we know currently have gone bald. Alright, welcome back guys, my name is Zishan. Welcome back to Talk Football, home of reviews, tactics and transfer talks. So Juventus were crowned the Serie A champion for the 9th consecutive year running under Maurizio Sarri, as at the very end they managed a single point lead over the second place Inter Milan. And at the end of the season there was no overjoyed feeling or any kind of celebration, and the players were just relieved that I'm glad it ended. And so ended their hopes of lifting the Champions League for the first time since 1996, as they were kicked out by a lowly Lyon. I mean, I shouldn't call them lowly because they went on defeating Manchester City up till the semi-finals where they got kicked by Bayern Munich, who were the eventual winners. But still, getting defeated at the hands of Lyon isn't what actually the Juventus fans were expecting. But this defeat got Sarri sacked, and the signing of Pirlo as the manager sent shockwaves all around the world, as Pirlo has no managerial experience prior to this job. I know you guys will now probably talk about Pep Guardiola, Zidane, Arteta, but guys, those managers have had great experience working as assistant or the coaches of the B teams. I mean, it's one thing to manage the under-23 squad, but it's a totally different thing to manage Cristiano and co, who are desperate for the Champions League. So was Pirlo's appointment a huge risk taken by the Juventus president Andreas? What is it? In this video, we'll take a look. But before guys we get into that, I'd ask you all to drop a like and subscribe to this channel if you found value in this video, and also remember to hit that bell icon. And now let's take a look at the maestro. We all know that Pirlo in his playing days was arguably one of the best deep-lying playmakers in the game, or someone known as Registra. He was capable of playing in many positions, had great vision, had a great passing accuracy. He started his career playing as a cam or sometimes even as a second striker, but due to lack of pace, he shifted and found his place as a deep-lying playmaker, because it's the speed at which you think matters. Pirlo was highly creative and a very intelligent player when it comes to how to utilize the space and time on the ball. A dead ball specialist with composure and phenomenal control of the ball, Pirlo had the best understanding of the game, and hence he got the nickname of the Professor. No, not this one. Yes, the original one. In 2011, Pirlo signed for Juventus from AC Milan, and the happiest man was Buffon, who thought it was a signing of the century. And I'm pretty sure that after the signing of Cristiano, they made him change his statement. But anyways, even being a club legend, Pirlo has no experience when it comes to managing top flight teams. And yes, this trend of club legends coming back and managing their former clubs is a fashion nowadays, because Arteta is back at Arsenal, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is at the wheels at Manchester, of course Zidane is back at Real Madrid, and they have done a decent job, and the same is expected from Pirlo. Many hope that Pirlo can go on and emulate the success of Zinedine Zidane at Real Madrid and Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. But hey, no pressure. And talking about pressure, most of y'all would agree that I think Pirlo is the only guy who doesn't even know this word. He's the coolest footballer ever, and actually that's what we hope he brings to this club. Organization, proper man management and beautiful football. And I'm quoting himself over here. I need to explain to these guys what Juventus really means. I mean, that was really bad. And right from day one, he has started the squad overhaul. Matuidi has left for Inter Miami. Aaron Ramsey, Khedira are all speculated to leave, and Higuain, the guy who they signed for 90 million euros, is now expected to leave for free. Actually, the biggest problem of Sarri was his relationship with Ronaldo and the other senior players at the team. The Italian failed to understand the true potential of Juventus, and they went on to concede 43 goals in Serie A, the highest since 9 years. And it was only Ronaldo's 37 goals that pulled them out of clumsy situations. But the Juventus president Agnelli has the hopes that Pirlo is the right guy that will speed up the development of the club. Pirlo is the guy who understands Serie A better than anyone. And most importantly, he understands Juventus and how the system over here works. He will be regularly communicating with his players and he has the self-confidence. So he won't be expressing that kind of anxiety that Sarri was so regularly showing. And in terms of gameplay, the team can provide conjecture because Pirlo wants them to dominate the game and have the ball at their feet. Unlike the Atlanta manager Gasperini, Pirlo is not convinced of making defensive sacrifices for attacking benefits. The Maestro explained in his autobiography that in military terms, success starts in the zone behind the lines. Put more simply, the team that concedes the fewest goals wins the match. Easy, right? So what exactly we expect from Pirlo? What are the issues that he is expected to solve here at Juventus? Firstly, Pirlo is very well versed in Juventus mentality. That's the reason why they didn't go for Mauricio Pochettino or any other manager of that top tier caliber, if you will. This also means that Pirlo in his first season won't go out asking for those big money signings. Plus, the board also sees a bit of similarity between him and Zidane. Both have a brilliant tactical eye and both are calm. So this might play a huge factor if you are searching for the answer of the question that why did they go for signing Pirlo in the first place. Having won the Serie A title with the lowest point tally in over 9 years, the old lady were beaten at many occasions and they lacked that sharpness of an elite team. Sarri ball was clearly not balling enough. And now the average age of the squad is 29.6 years. That is the oldest in the Serie A. Pirlo needs to cut down that age factor and he has almost started this by selling Matuidi, selling Pjanic to Barcelona, and Aaron Ramsey, Khedira and Higuain are most probably on their way out of the club. And with the signing of McKennie from Schalke and Arthur from Barcelona, they are now rebuilding their squad with some young guns. In attack, Juve have excelled tremendously with Cristiano Ronaldo, the record breaker Cristiano Ronaldo up front, backed by the Serie A MVP Paulo Dybala. And the new signing Dejan Kulusevski will be adding to the firepower along with Douglas Costa. But if Higuain leaves, Juventus will be in dire need of a centre forward. A guy who can not only score 20 goals but can also link up with Dybala and Ronaldo up front. That's why they have been linking with a move for Moise Kean. While Juventus defense is well set with Meri, Admiral Demiral, Matthias de Ligt, Bonucci, Cellini, the only major problem that I feel in the Juventus squad is in the fullbacks and the midfield area. Although De Sciglio showed signs of improvement toward the end of the season, but Juventus can do well without Danilo and Alexandro. And that's why they have been looking at Arsenal's Hector Bellerin to add depth to their backline. In the middle, Rabiot has improved tremendously around the last part of the season, and the signing of Arthur is huge. That guy will go on to be one of the best midfielders in the Juventus squad. I'm pretty sure about that guy. And there is Rodrigo Bentancur, Bernardeschi, and the new signing Weston McKennie. But more than just personnel, Pirlo needs a midfield not only to transport the ball from the middle to the attack to Cristiano or Dybala to score goals, but no, they need their midfield to elevate the pressure from the defense. According to me, Sandro Tonali, the 20-year-old Italian, will be a phenomenal signing for Juventus because he is looking for a move out from Brescia, and Inter Milan and AC Milan are both looking to pounce on this guy. I mean, that guy is touted as the next Pirlo. So what place can be better than him than playing under the professor himself? And now with the other clubs gathering reinforcements, Pirlo would be expecting to keep Juventus at the top. He is expected to bring back the joy in their team's play and most importantly, make the players enjoy it. But the greatest challenge of Pirlo will not be sorting out the tactics, but dealing with players who don't have that same level of understanding of the game as the guy himself. So Pirlo, along with the fans, will have to be subsequently incredibly patient with the progress of the club. He might stick with his classic 4-3-3 formation, but he is open to the changes in the system depending upon the traits of the players that are available in the squad, as opposed to Sarri, who was very rigid in his approach. His charisma, his vision will hopefully recharge Juventus. Because the squad is exciting, the manager is classy, now all we need to see is beautiful football back at Turin. And that's all for today's videos, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. So drop a like, smash that subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Until then, as always, peace out.